Keeping up with AI is like trying to drink from a fire hose.
It really is. So much happening so fast.
I mean, how are you even supposed to know what to pay attention to? Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, think of us as your filter. We'll go deep, but we'll make sure you get the good stuff.
Exactly. No need to drown in the details. Today, we're diving into the March 19th edition of the AIDB newsletter.
They always pack a lot in, but we found 3 things we think you really need to hear about.
First up, a pretty huge update to a coding environment that uses AI.
Could be a game changer for how developers work, actually.
Then we'll look at a brand new text-to-speech model, and it's making some pretty big claims right out of the gate.
Oh yeah, claims that it's better than everything else out there, even the big closed source ones.
And finally, a really interesting upgrade to an AI search feature that could, well, change how we search for information.
So if you're ready, let's dive in.
Let's do it. First up, Windsurf Wave 5.
Wave 5 has only one feature, Windsurf Tab. It's a culmination of everything you love about Windsurf's passive AI experience. Under the hood, it's a mini cascade running on every keystroke, anticipating your needs and giving you a smoother, more efficient development experience. Feels like it's reading your mind. We've rolled up autocomplete, supercomplete, tap to jump, and tap to import into one seamless tool that can write new code, make multi-line edits on your existing code, and navigate around your files. Compared to our previous passive experience, Tab is a leap in quality and speed.
The good news is that everybody, including free users, get unlimited Windsurf Tab completions. The main difference is that paying users get a significantly faster and snappier experience.
Windsurf Tab is built to keep you in the flow, intelligently pulling context from all of your user actions in the editor, including terminal, cascade, and clipboard. It adapts as you work, anticipating what comes next. For example, if you run a command in your terminal, Windsurf knows where to jump and what to do next, whether it's completing a command or inserting code. Copy something into your clipboard? Windsurf intelligently adapts it to your code base. Switching over to Tab from a Cascade conversation, Tab sees all the relevant context from Cascade to improve its suggestions as well. Windsurf is built for the professional developer and the non-developer. And the reality is, we just want Windsurf to be the best platform for anyone who wants to build anything. So, make sure you update to the latest version of Windsurf today.
Yeah, that's great. I like that one.
Yeah, a little sprinkle of it.
So just yesterday, March 18th, Codeium released this update to their AI-powered coding environment, Windsurf.
And this isn't just like a bug fix or two. This is a big one, right?
Yeah, they're really positioning this as a major step forward for developers.
It's all about the Windsurf tab, isn't it?
Right. It's like the command center of Windsurf, and they've completely overhauled it.
Okay, give us the details.
So they've integrated all these next-gen AI models directly into the tab, so it's much smarter about what's going on.
Smarter how? What does that actually mean for someone writing code?
Well, it means it can use context from, like, your Cascade sessions. That's Windsurf's AI assistant.
Right.
But it also pulls in info from your terminal output and basically anything else happening in your coding environment.
Wow, so it has a much broader awareness of what you're doing.
Exactly. It's not just looking at the line of code you're typing right now.
Okay, so that's the smarter part. What about the faster part?
Well, they've introduced some really neat features, like tab to jump.
Tab to jump. I like the sound of that already.
It basically lets you navigate your code base using just the tab key. Imagine how much time that could save.
Yeah, no more scrolling around hunting for the right section.
Then there's tab to import, which should make importing libraries way easier.
And then there's, what is it, super complete?
Yeah, super complete. And this is where things get really interesting.
Because it's more than just autocomplete, right?
Well, way more. It's like autocomplete on steroids. It uses all that context we talked about to suggest whole chunks of code.
So it's almost like it can anticipate what you're going to write next.
That's the idea. And the really big deal is that it's completely free for everyone.
No matter how much you use it.
Unlimited completions. That's huge for individual developers and for big companies too.
Definitely levels the playing field.
They're also saying they've made some big improvements to the underlying tech. So things like how quickly suggestions pop up.
Latency, they call it.
Right, latency. But also the quality and reliability of those suggestions.
I did see some early reactions on X. People were pretty impressed.
Fast AF, one person said. Another said it could reshape how we engage with technology.
Strong words. Sounds like they might be onto something special.
It's interesting too because this is the 3rd update to Windsurf this year already.
Right. We had Wave 3 in February and Wave 4 at the beginning of March.
They're really moving fast. So I think the big takeaway here is that Windsurf is positioning itself as the leader in AI-powered coding.
Yeah, and this Wave 5 update, especially the changes to the Windsurf tab, could be a real game changer for developers.
More speed, more intelligence, and it's accessible to everyone.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit from coding to audio.
Our next topic is Orpheus, a new open-source text-to-speech model. Just came out today, March 19th.
And it's already making a lot of noise. People are saying it's better than everything else out there.
Even those big closed-source models from companies like 11 Labs and OpenAI, bold claims, but we'll see.
Hey there, guys. It's Tara here, and let me introduce you to Zach, who seems to be asleep. Zach, it's time to wakey.
Ugh, I was having such a great dream. Why are you bothering me? What time is it anyway?
Classic Zach, always. So groggy. Well, it's time to introduce Orpheus to the world. Orpheus is a speech-language model that sounds like an actual person. You know, like a living, breathing person.
Hey guys, I'm Leo, by the way. Today, we're releasing our base model, along with a fine tune on some specific voices like me, Tara, Zach, and our other friends. Wait, I kind of forgot the rest of what I was meant to say. Tara, can you help me out here?
Leo? You're always so forgetful. It's okay. So today we're releasing a 3 billion parameter base model and this fine tune. So that's 2 models. And
we're releasing a 1 billion, 500 million, and 150 million parameter versions of this model as well.
Leo, don't interrupt me, silly. Okay, so the other versions, you know, the smaller ones, we'll release those guys over the next few days.
Thanks, Tara, mate. Dan here, calling in from the UK. I'll just finish by saying keep an eye on the usuals like our Hugging Face in GitHub. And yeah, I think that's enough jabbering. Time to go watch the footy.
So what makes Orpheus so special?
Well, for one thing, it's a family of models. They've got this big one with 3 billion parameters.
3 billion. That's a lot of parameters.
But they're also planning to release smaller versions with 1 billion, 500 million, even 150 million parameters.
Makes sense. Different applications will need different sized models,
Now, they say the audio quality is fantastic.
even from the smaller models.
That's what they're saying. Natural, emotive, and very high quality.
And they're also really pushing the voice cloning capabilities.
Zero-shot voice cloning with really good accuracy. You could potentially clone a voice from just a small audio sample.
That has a ton of potential applications.
Oh yeah, huge potential. And they're not just focusing on mimicking voices.
So what else can it do?
They say it can also generate non-textual sounds, like sighs, laughter, things like that.
To make the speech sound more natural.
Exactly, more human. And they're also emphasizing its low latency,
Low latency meaning.
meaning it can handle real-time audio input and output with almost no delay.
So that opens up a lot of possibilities for things like real-time interaction.
Exactly. Now, in terms of training data, they used a massive data set, 100,000 hours of audio,
That's probably why it's so good at generating different voices and styles.
most likely. And here's the best part. It's open source.
Meaning anyone can use it.
Anyone. They've released it under the Apache 2.0 license, which is very permissive.
Wow, that's a big deal for the open source community.
Huge. It could really accelerate innovation in the text-to-speech space.
But we should probably mention that a lot of this is just based on what we're seeing on social media, right?
Good point. As of today, March 19th, there's no official documentation or anything like that.
So we should probably wait for more details before we get too excited.
Yeah, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
So where should people go to stay updated on Orpheus?
GitHub for sure. That's where they'll probably release the smaller models and any technical details.
And I'm sure we'll start seeing some independent benchmarks soon.
People will want to compare it to 11 Labs, OpenAI, all the big players.
It will be interesting to see how it stacks up.
Absolutely. Okay, for our final update from the AIDB newsletter, let's talk about Grok.
Grok, the AI chatbot from xAI.
They've just released a major upgrade to its search capabilities. It's called DeeperSearch.
And it's an improvement to the existing deep search feature, right?
Exactly. Deep Search was introduced with Grok 3 back in February, and it was already pretty impressive.
I remember it could do some pretty deep research, even on complex topics.
Yeah, it could pull information from all over the web, from X, and synthesize it all into coherent summaries.
So what does DeeperSearch do that's different?
Well, the key is in the name. It goes deeper. It has more advanced reasoning capabilities.
So it can handle even more complex questions.
Exactly. And it can analyze information on a much deeper level.
But it still uses real-time data from X, right?
Oh yeah, that's still a key part of Grok's appeal.
Yeah.
It's constantly updating its knowledge base with the latest from X.
And xAI says DeeperSearch is more accurate and precise when it comes to using that real-time data.
That's the claim, yes. So basically it's faster, smarter, and more relevant than before.
So not just retrieving more data, but actually understanding it better.
That's right. They're also highlighting the enhanced reasoning capabilities.
Meaning
Meaning it can break down really complex topics and explain them in a way that makes sense.
Okay, so who gets access to this DeeperSearch?
Right now, it's available to Grok 3 users, but it sounds like it's rolling out in stages.
Premium Plus subscribers on X might get it first.
That's what we're hearing. But it should be available to all Grok 3 users eventually.
And what kind of things is DeeperSearch good for?
Well, xAI says it's ideal for things like competitive analysis.
So like if you want to see how your company stacks up against the competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, it's great for spotting trends. You can see what people are talking about on X in real time.
And just generally doing really deep research on anything.
Anything you can think of. People on X are already calling it a paradigm shift in search.
That's pretty high praise. But xAI hasn't really released any detailed technical information yet, have they?
Not really. We know it's better, but we don't know exactly how.
Still, it's a pretty big deal, right?
Definitely. Grok is already a powerful tool, and DeeperSearch makes it even more so.
Especially with that X integration, xAI is really pushing Grok as the go-to AI tool for research and analysis.
And it's all part of their mission to, push the boundaries of AI and use it for good.
Right, to advance scientific discovery and all that.
So there you have it, our deep dive into the March 19th, 2025 edition of the AIDB newsletter.
We covered 3 really exciting developments today.
First, the revamped Windsurf tab in Codeium's Wave 5 update.
Potentially a huge boost for developer productivity.
Then we talked about Orpheus, the new open-source text-to-speech model.
Making some bold claims about its quality and capabilities.
And finally, DeeperSearch, xAI's upgrade to Grok's search functionality.
Could change the way we think about searching for information.
It's incredible how fast AI is progressing. These tools are getting more powerful and more accessible all the time.
And makes you wonder, what's next? How will AI continue to change the way we work, the way we live, the way we understand the world?
It's a really exciting time to be following AI, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and we'll be here to guide you through it all.
So stay tuned for more deep dives.
Thanks for listening, everyone.